going on, guys? My name is Tommy. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of the Forgotten Race Review today. At the request of AAA1E2R3, we're cracking open Blood of the Moon and we're going to talk all about the Ragebred Skinwalker. If you guys are liking what you're seeing, remember, be sure to like and subscribe. And if you have a race you want to see covered, throw it down in the comments. Today, this episode of the Forgotten Race Review was brought to you in part by Lord Menant, who, if you've been watching Doomsday Dawn, you might know as Ojutai or Garen or however many different Magic the Gathering names he's going to pull out over the course of this adventure. Regardless, my friend, thanks so much for your help. Now let's get to it. So in the Dungeons & Dragons RPG, the were-boar is like a werewolf, were-bear, were-crocodile, a type of lycanthrope. You get bitten by this thing, you fail a fort save, and then next full moon, bam, half you, half that, stronger than both, tearing across the countryside, killing all your loved ones. And it did first appear in D&D's White Box set in 1974. Since then, it's been with us pretty much forever and ever, eventually appearing as a player character class in Night Howlers. Of course, Forever and Ever does include the Pathfinder role-playing game. We see our were-boar in Pathfinder's Bestiary 2. Were-boars are known to have especially bad tempers, rivaling those of the werewolves, and even other lycanthropes tend to avoid these guys. But we're not talking about that template, though there is the lycanthrope template not far down the line. Today, it's Pathfinder's Skinwalker heritage, the Ragebred. In Pathfinder, the were-boar kin are known for their fiery tempers, wide, stubborn streaks, and strong familial bonds. The Ragebred's tenacity and irrepressible expressiveness has also earned this race respect and reputation as freedom fighters in the remote places of the world. Were-boar kin are often ashamed of where their abilities come from and have no shortage of ill feelings for true were-boars, even if this hatred is mingled with martial respect. Were-boar kin generally avoid large groups of people, unless they feel confident of their own ability to buy, charm, or bully their way into power and respect. The Ragebred who do live in busy social circles are those able to channel their strong emotions into far-reaching schemes, creative expression, or their professional craft. Were-boar kin and were-boars alike suffer the mood swings of adolescence far more severely than their human fellows. A Ragebred's first transformation is commonly triggered by suffering an injury while fighting or doing something else reckless enough to spur a burst of adrenaline. When discovering their powers, many were-boar kin are first struck by a powerful and protective attachment to a friend or romantic interest, or by constantly rumbling appetite for a wide variety of strange things. Because of their powerful tempers and unpredictable moods, Ragebred are often considered dangerous, again, much like were-boars, even when their lycanthropic heritage is unknown. Since were-boars are notorious for being obnoxious and thuggish, were-boar kin are typically scorned or bullied when their true heritage is revealed. Those who try to integrate with humans struggle to find acceptance, especially if they look with shame upon their heritage and acquiesce to damning labels from human culture. Anywho, down to that character sheet, this is a racial variant of the Skinwalker, so a lot of the things we're going to see are not unlike what a Skinwalker has natively, but of course there are some changes. For example, a were-boar kin receives a +2 to its wisdom and a -2 to its charisma, but a +2 to its constitution while shape changed. A were-boar kin receives a +2 on handle animal and perception checks, and can cast Speak with Animals, but only for pigs and boars 3 times a day. A Skinwalker is a medium creature with low light vision, and it can change its shape as a standard action. In bestial form, in our case when our tusks grow out and we bulk out a little bit, that's when we get our +2 to con. And while we're in this form, we take on an animalistic feature that provides a special effect. It takes a feat to get more than one of these at a time, that feat being called Extra Feature. But when you shape change as a were-boar kin, you can get either a +10 foot racial bonus to your base speed, a gore attack that deals 1d6 points of damage, 2 hoof attacks that each deal 1d4 points of damage, or sent out to 30 feet. As far as our stats for these guys, really, it's gonna be, in my opinion, based off the whatever race you sprang from. There is a sidebar in Blood of the Moon that informs us that it's not just humans that can become skinwalkers, werewolves, whatever you want to call it. So things like your height and how long you're going to live and when you come of age are, again, keyed to the parent's race. Though I think it's fair to say we can probably tack on like 20 pounds of muscle when we take a look at this were-boar kin here and how super buff he is. So maybe even more than that. What we'll say is a were-boar kin comes of age around the time that his humanoid parents' children normally would. He has the same height. Females come in shorter or taller as they are wont to do, and they live however long that race is expected to live, but tack on 40 pounds to your roll to be a were-boar kin. That sounds like fun, because look at those arms. You need that weight from somewhere. Anywho, we talked about this in the Minotaur video, but we're going to bring it up here again, because in Blood of the Moon, we see just a buttload of barbarian rage powers. A couple of them are also really strong, and the dude who requested this does point out that you can get with Animal Totem, that's 2 claws, 2 hooves, and a gore attack. That's 5 natural attacks pouncing. Pretty good, and at 10th level you can grab Disemboweling Tusks, which says while raging, when you confirm a critical hit with your gore, you deal a d4 points of con damage, in addition to the normal damage for that gore attack. Yeah, that's cool, right? But when we stack that with something we talked about in our Minotaur video, Boar's Charge, while raging, when you hit with a gore attack as part of a charge, you automatically score a critical threat. That's value. Just keep running all over the place, hit them in their hit points, hit them in their con to hit them in their hit points harder. The synergy is real, and one more time, we're gonna say it again, something that lets you automatically score a critical threat. So if you hit, you crit, because of course you have to confirm it, right? Butterfly's Sting is really, really good here. If you've got friends who are fighters who are critting with ×4, maybe even like ×5 things in the late game, if you've got Uber Chargers, if you've got somebody who's got an effect like you that when they critically hit, cool stuff happens, a Magus with Shocking Grasp that needs to multiply those bajillions of d6, you can set it up pretty reliably right here, because a barbarian is gonna have that full bad, you're probably gonna have good strength, and you're charging, so I bet your gore hit. I really do. I bet it connected, and if it didn't, if you don't want to go hoof hoof claw claw gore, you could go hoof hoof gore, take multi-attack, and have something like 2 kukris that are keened out, or 2 18 to 20 threat range weapons of your choice keened out, so that's a 25% chance to just set it up for the next guy. And if I were to play this, that's precisely how I would play it. Granted, I played this on a Minotaur. I got my claw attacks from the GM letting me put the Animal Totem's claw attacks on my feet because I was a Fey Blood Rager and they were Baba Yaga chicken claws, and it was super fun. Nevertheless, 100% how I would play it, and GMing for it, to be honest, I don't talk about this that much. Usually this is where I say that, well, you're kind of a werewolf, so people are gonna pick on you, and maybe that makes you mad, and maybe you break a chair over their face or gore their throats out. To be honest, in the mid-game, GMing for a Ragekin, that's what I'm prepping for. I'm prepping lots of dudes with boar spears. Can you brace a boar spear? I'm not sure, but it seems relevant. Because this guy is just the most lightningest of lightning berserkers. He has a base speed of 50 feet at level 1 if he wants it. Super good. What do you guys think, though? Have you played a were-boar kin? Have you GM'd for a were-boar kin? And how do we feel about skinwalkers in general as we move forward into Pathfinder 2nd Edition? Personally, I've come to realize that my favorite races are the half-human, half-somethings, like skinwalkers, tieflings, Azamars, etc. So I really hope we see the skinwalkers in the playtest and beyond. There is a big announcement coming up on that, by the by. You'll see it tomorrow. But that's all we have for today. Thank you guys again so much for watching. And of course, be sure to like and subscribe for more videos. The next episode of the Forgotten Race Review, where we cover the Catfolk, drops next Monday.